Hello everybody, just a quick note. I was supposed to do a stream. If you're listening to this, you know, as soon as it was this video, as soon as it was put out, I was supposed to be doing a stream last night, and I had to cancel it, you know, kind of with only 30 minutes notice really. Now, I'm not of the egotistical viewpoint where I think people are going to go running for the hills and fucking going crazy because I cancelled a stream, but at the same time I know people, it's the kind of community thing that I think people like. You know, obviously I'm not saying the content's bad or anything. I think we all have a decent perspective and it can be fun to go over the chat log and things, but you know, I don't like fucking people about or anything. But I've got some shit going on at the minute, as everybody has, but you know, just to compound things as well, I've got some, you know, some unpleasant family issues going on, but you know, it's just life, isn't it? You just, you know, what can you do? But you know, I had arranged it, but I just wanted to say that I told Shin and Tiffany with like 30 minutes notice that I couldn't do it. And I just wanted to say, you know, both of those people are friends of mine, and you know, they're so understanding. And I just want to say, like, they're two of the nicest people I've ever met, and it's great that they come on and give their perspective. And the thing is, what's interesting as well is we don't agree on a lot of things. I mean, if you look at Tiffany, she spent nearly a year talking to that guy, and we've had conversations about the rights and wrongs of it, and we have quite fundamental disagreements really about, but the conversations never heated. You know, they're just discussions where we have different viewpoints, which is really good because it means that you can respect somebody else's position. Now, I'm fully aware that the nature of what we talk about, it gets a lot of people's emotions going, but you know, in the past when people have disagreed with me, it's turned into like attacks. The shit that I've not mentioned that's gone on in the past, not recently, but you know, at the time when my channel was taken down, you know, it was pretty, I mean, it's not exactly fucking life changing. As long as you put the YouTube thing into perspective, it can't really hurt you. But of course, when people, you know, feel like they have to sort of attack you because of a different point of view, you know, it's not the nicest thing in the world, but it is YouTube. You gotta have like a thick skin. But on the whole, you know, it's all cool. Everybody has a different perspective in the comments sometimes. I disagree with you, Andrew, blah 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 blah, and that's cool. But it's nice. I mean, that's why I like having different people on as much as possible. You know, we always have people, you know, we got plans for like future streams and whatnot, because I like having my beliefs and ideas challenged, because it's fun. There's no point having strong opinions if you're not open to discussing them. You can't really lose. At the end of the day, if you think you're right, then you should be in a position to defend your opinions. If you are open-minded enough, you can, you know, sort of concede that maybe you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. Anyway, without further ado, the reason I'm doing the video today is I thought I'd continue with the Dustin Mcphetridge chat log. Now, that photo that you see on the screen, I fucking love that photo, isn't it great? It just encapsulates what he's, you know, he's got that cane and it's like a shadowy figure and he's like lurking in the shadows. It's just, it's a great photograph. That it really is. It's like something out of a horror film, isn't it? So what's happened there? Oh, that's not gone well, has it? Okay, right. So check where we're going. Yes, right, sorry about that. Okay, so we, in the chat log, we got to a point where, as you can see, we're really near to the end now, but we got to a point where there was it was getting as dark as any chat log I've ever read was getting. there was a bit where he said he fantasized about getting her drunk and then making her sort of get to the point where she woke up in the morning in pain, not really knowing what had happened to her. That's as bad as it gets. That is as bad as it gets. It really shocked me, that, which is not much stuff does shock me in relation to this kind of things, to these kind of chat logs and whatnot, but that kind of did hit pretty hard. So anyway, without further ado, where are we up to? Your cell phone bill and the phone company. Right, okay. See, I watch a lot of cold cases shows on TV. Yeah, but I take the phone with me. So we were, basically last time we were at a point where he was getting a bit paranoid about a phone. See, I watch a lot of cold case shows on TV. Your cell bill and numbers will give that information to the cops. So he doesn't suspect that she's a decoy, but he is worried about getting caught by the police. Which is, if you contrast it to my always comparative situation of the lawn side, we never suspected that. Whereas, you know, he's been done before, sort of. I never fully got my head around that previous case. It was fucking confusing to me. Anyway, why do they do that? To find out who you was talking to when you disappear. Right. Now, this might be overkill, but what the fuck is he talking about here? To find out who you was talking to when you disappear. What is he going to do with her? What does he mean, disappear? Let's just... Right, we need to fully establish the context here. The problem is when I do these chat logs, I obviously can't remember exactly the context of the last chat log. I know what I was up to, and I know I was talking about the phone billing and getting paranoid and whatnot. So let's just... let's just... So he's getting paranoid here. Let's have a look. See, I watch a lot of cold case shows on TV. Let's just go back a bit, because what he said there is really significant to me. Well, sooner or later I have to take you back for school. Ah, right, here we go. Maybe I need to kidnap you after Christmas, lol. Mate, I'm assuming she meant maybe. How would we explain that to your mom? Don't matter. Why you say that? 'Cause it don't. Well, she may be mad and call the cops if you disappear. Right, okay. So he's talking about like a disappearing from a regular life to the point where the parents are going to know, you know, that she's gone. In other words, if the scenario usually that the decoy set up, like in the lawn situation, is where the parents have gone away. I mean, it's quite funny if you think about it. Oh, they've gone away to Las Vegas on a second honeymoon and they're leaving you on your own? Yep. But it's like they'll deliberately set up that kind of scenario, won't they? To try, because they don't want to create any element of fear in the predator. They want him to go to the house, obviously. But here he's like, they're creating a scenario. He's trying to say that I don't really understand what he thinks is going to happen here. She's going to disappear. She may be bad and call the cops if you disappear. She got to find me though. Well, sooner or later I have to take you back for school. Right, okay. Okay. Plus, one of the things they will do is find out who you've been talking to on your cell phone. Ooh. See, I watch a lot of cold case shows on TV. Right, okay, so it is possible he's watching these criminal shows. You know, a lot of people watch true crime, as I'm pretty sure you do listening to this, and of course I do. But I don't know, it's like he's watching those cold case file shows, and now he's becoming part of it. Does he not see that he's becoming the very evil that is what he's talking about? He's talking about kidnapping a fucking girl. You see, it got me worried that, because I'm thinking that he wanted to do more sinister things than what we originally would we originally would have thought. You know, for instance, for it to disappear permanently. From the context of what he's talking about here, I can't really see that that was his intention. This is bad enough, but I don't think he meant for it to disappear permanently, as in some kind of fucking, I mean, it doesn't, you know, you can pretty much figure out where that line is going. But still, you know, make your own mind up. To disappear, that word, you know, disappear, it's freaking me out a bit, that. And you know, this is the same guy, like I said, this is the same guy who talked about getting her drunk, right, and doing things to her that she was in pain. This is a child who's never, according to this, had sex before. And he wanted to do those things to her. It's disturbing. It's disturbing. I should be doing fucking cheerful videos in the middle of all this. I don't know why. But anyway, I've started, so I'll carry on. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, but it's dumb. No, the age laws are dumb for dating. Right, okay. Well, of course they are in your brain, Dustin, because you want to do whatever you want to anybody of that age. Yeah, what you doing? Talking to you, baby. Okay, cool. Thought you got booty because you stopped. When will your mum let you date? Maybe 16, she said. Why so far away? Don't know. Wish she wanted rid of you. Fucking hell. There's just no... There's no logical thinking that acquiesces with normal life or normal moralities, is there? It's just all selfish, kind of satisfying his own, which is probably, it's the same for them all, isn't it? They're all they're concerned about is satisfying their own urges. Wish she wanted rid of you. So you wish that her own mum, her own mother, didn't like her and that wanted to abandon her. Now, I like to try and not give people the benefit of the doubt, but, you know, try and speak to... Oh, sorry about the beeping noises. I have the washer going in the background. In fact, I'll tell you what. I'll just... So, when... They don't... You see, the thing is, something Eckhart Tolle said, he was talking about the virus and how we should use this time to go deeper, to meditate, not to fucking sit there drinking and watching people doing Facebook live streams drinking, because that's what a lot of people are doing. This situation at the minute that we're all in is a fantastic opportunity to do some really important work on yourself. Meditate, yoga, exercise, reading, learning a new skill, not fucking drinking cheap cider whilst watching Facebook streams of other people drinking cheap cider. That's what a lot of people are doing. And he said, he was talking about that, and he said something like, without the awareness, there is no free will. And what that means is you are controlled by your mind. When you don't have the awareness of what your mind is doing, you don't really... There is no free will. You really have to understand that. Of course, there's different perspectives. You make your own decisions in a way, but in another way you kind of don't. Your mind is a great servant but a terrible master. If you're not aware of your thoughts and your impulses and your conditioned past, it will run your life. And this is where the difference in opinion I have with Tiffany about Lorne is, I don't believe he has the free will that people think he does. Now, that doesn't mean that I've had criticism a little bit from the past where like people are saying, you know, you're enabling him and sympathising with him. Of course, yeah, people like that have to be responsible for their actions. It's the only way they'll learn. It's the only way that you have a society in which that kind of behaviour is not tolerated. But I also understand that somebody like Lorne hasn't got a fucking clue what he's doing. And I know what you're saying, what you were thinking about. He manipulated somebody. And he knew what he was doing. On one level, he knew exactly what he was doing. On another level, he had no fucking clue what he was doing. He's run by the past. Now, I get it. People are going to disagree with that. And what I'm talking about here is when he's saying wish wanted to rid of you, you could interpret that as pure evil, that statement. And from one perspective, if you were going to give a reality to evil, which I don't believe evil has a tangible quality to it like love does, or you know, really, that's something that, you know, it's like a philosophical thing. People have speculated about this for thousands of years, the nature of good and evil. But I just see evil as a lack of love, which has been accumulated through poor decisions, bit of bad luck, bit of fear. It's all based on fear, basically. So when he says that, wish your mother wanted rid of you, you could say, fucking hell, what an evil bastard. He's not even thinking. You know, he wants this girl to suffer. He doesn't want the parent, you know. But he, and I'm not saying that this is the case, he may not even have the awareness at that point to consider the implications, the true implications of that on her life if that was true. He's thinking through his penis at this point. It's bad. I'm not saying it isn't bad, but is it evil? He's not. He's just thinking at that point in his own little pathetic, disgusting thought processes. Oh well, if a mum didn't like her, I could not look after her. I could live with her, and we'll both live happily ever after, and she'll enjoy me fucking doing those things to her and all that. You know what I mean? It's not like you'd stop to truly consider. It's like when we're talking about some people, the hilarious possibilities of rape class also has a serious side to it. So if you talk about like when these people are in that class, some of them will never be. Lorne can't pass that class because he can't admit the fundamental truths of what he is and what he's become and what he tried to do. Some of them, it's like you can't teach a person empathy. That ability that you have to consider somebody else's perspective. Some people just don't have it. Some people, and I genuinely believe some people are just not born that way inclined, or it's beaten out of them, or they suffer such abuse. I'm not saying that's the case with Lorne. They suffer such abuse that there's nothing left. There's all that is left is hatred and anger and frustration. I can see it in people's eyes sometimes. I get it. Some people are just going to think I'm talking fucking waffle here. I get it, but just bear with me, you know. So it's all about a perspective. The person who's evil doesn't see himself as evil. Hitler did not see himself as evil. He thought that he was doing... Look, I'm going to an extreme example here, and there's a reason for that. Because he's the sort of manifestation or the symbolic... the symbolism of evil in the modern world, you know. He thought he was doing the world a favour by doing what he did. As twisted as that is, from his perspective, he thought that he was doing good. He thought that he was creating a super fucking race or whatever. It's crazy, but that's it. People don't... Everybody has their own reality. So this is the angle I've always taken with this stuff. It's important that we try to see the truth of the situation. The spiritual teachings that I read and believe don't say that there's like you would see good and evil as two powers, yeah, but they're saying there is no two power. There isn't two powers. There's just the work of God. Now you would look at the atrocities of the world, and you could quite easily go up to somebody and they'd be struggling to come up with an answer for that. They'd be saying, well, look at these children dying, look at what's happening in the world now, there's a fucking virus sweeping the earth, fucking murder, killing people, and all the struggle and strife that we have to go through. But everything has, I wouldn't say this to somebody who was suffering extremes, had lost somebody or was dying, because they quite rightly punched me in the face. There's a time and a place for everything, but everything has its place within the universe. How could it not? How could it not? Think about the grand design and that. So everything like has its place. Even Dustin. I mean, you know, it's like part of a massive jigsaw puzzle of the world, and it's like terrible things have to happen sometimes to enable positive change. All of the major kind of terrible things that happen, it's like there's a friend of mine at work. I might be doing some kind of charity run soon that I wouldn't mind people's helping, just as a kind of sponsorship. But a friend of mine at work, his son passed away. He was 5 years old. I went to the funeral along with a lot of colleagues, and it was terrible, you know, to see him stood there, a broken man, having lost. It's made me tear up when I read it on Facebook. He described his son as being his best friend, and he had to say goodbye to him. But he set up a charity, which is, you know, what I might be doing the run for. He set up a charity, and he's called it like William's Gift. I don't think there's any problem with me mentioning the name. He'd want more sort of good has come from that. Of course, if someone was to say to him, fucking hell, you know, could you have you want your son back, he'd have his son back, and he wouldn't go through any of that, because I know he's been through hell. For whatever reason, sometimes we have to go through hell. You know what? Some people are going through that right now, and they always will. And you know, when you're going through that, you can't see any sense in the universe. You think that you're being a victim. Anyway, I apologise if you. I know it's not for everybody, this stuff I come out with, but anyway, shall I carry on? So I suppose what I was trying to get at, in a long drawn out way that I always go about things, is that I think it's important not to view things as strictly evil. Everything's like a bit of grey rather than black and white. That's how I view the world. It takes such strength to, when someone's wronged you, to look at it and say, well, they're not being, even someone who would go out of the way to hurt you 99 times out of 100, if not all of the time, that it's projection of their own fears and pain that is being acted out, because it's a tough world. And some people are raised in situations where they're not given any true guidance. They are raised to be arseholes. They are raised to be horrible people. They're not given any love. If you don't have the right kind of love and nurturing when you're young, the world becomes an impossible place. You know, it's like, I'm going to use one of my old examples. I apologise for fucking, you know, going over the same shit. But, like, Noel Gallagher's my hero, right? He was brought up in a council estate. His dad beat the shit out of him. But his mum was a great fucking mum. Loved him and his brother dearly. Told them the right things, despite, you know, Noel was at the job social queue with his dad because his dad couldn't get a job. He was brought up with nothing. And his dad beat the shit out of him when he was a kid. And his dad beat the shit out of Liam. But the mum nurtured them and taught them the right things and loved them. Look what happened to them. You know, regardless of whether you like the music or not, they're examples of what you can do. But if they didn't have their mum and that love, there would have been nothing. You know, it's like, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, yeah, it would be very nice. That'd be cool. Then we could be together. Yeah, it would be very nice. Yeah, that'd be way cool. How long can you put up with me? Lol. Forever. Forever. You're the best and awesomest. So are you, baby. Thank you. Love you so much. I love you with all my heart. Fuck off. No, you don't. I can still tell people to fuck off, you know. Hopefully you get a car for your 16th birthday. Yeah, that'd be cool, a truck though. Okay then, baby. That way you can come see me and stuff. That's so long away though. I know we will figure something out. Okay, maybe soon they will leave for a weekend, or you can get dollars and take a greyhound. I don't know what a greyhound is. Yeah, well, I do. It's a dog, but I don't know what in the context he's talking about here. See my vest, see my vest. It just reminds me of that Simpsons where she put, "You're the pick of the litter." Who's that person who's always standing and walking? Rory Calhoun. That's it. Oh, fucking hell, brilliant. Oh, isn't Disney fucking Plus great, right? You get like every single episode of The Simpsons. It's so important with everything that's going on and all the shit I'm dealing with at the minute. Sometimes I just have to watch The Simpsons and just laugh myself stupid. 1 or 2 piece. I'd love to. What's that say? I'd love to DC you in it. Yeah, fucking bet you would. That'd be so cool. Any pics of you in one? Nope. You there? That sucks. Yes, I said that sucks. Oh. You got any that ain't on the pic? Yeah, in Mom's scrapbook. Would you send me one with the panties? Jeez, panties. Well, damn. Do you have a scanner? Yeah, I think I can. Nope. Make sure you don't have one on the printer, baby. Okay, be right back. Nope. Okay. Sorry, I got an old comp. Do you know what a scanner is? Yeah, the thing you have to put the grocery through. Same concept. Yes. Okay. Some printers has a scanner on top of the ones called all-in-one. Fucking type sense, man. Oh, didn't know that. What are you doing? Waiting for you to talk. So what you want to talk about? Hello. 9:23, 9:32. I'm here. You there? Can you see me? You there? You there? I see you now. What do you want to talk about? Ooh, cool. Don't matter, you pick. What games you play on your Wii other than DDR? It's getting a bit like just regular, you know, regular boring chat now. But we're getting towards the end. And to be fair, there's part of, I think there's part of Justin or Dustin, whatever you want to call him, that will want, his primary goal is to screw her, obviously, but there's part of him that's lonely. You know, he's locked away in his bedroom. He's not as active as some people. So, you know, there's part of him that's going to want a friend as well, you know. I like the bowling game too, but my friends think it's so dumb. This is when Wii's first came out, wasn't it, in 2007? I remember I was working somewhere and someone bought one on day one and it was like a fucking treasured possession. Laughing my ass off. Hey, it's a game people like. See, he's talking. This is the longest sentence he's come out with for quite a while when he's talking about his game, because it's something he's quite passionate about. I mean, I used to be quite passionate about gaming. I still like it, certain ones. There's only really well, there's not that much that I get into really. There's like this space strategy Star Trek game that I'll play every now and again, because it's very good for like switching off. I play it and I'm immersed, and it's really good because games are good if you keep your minds active and they're like challenging, I think, because games are important. Well, they're just... So how long do you... Isn't this interesting? Just to wrap it up, no pun intended on the panties there. He's talking about, you hold the Wii remote in one hand, blah blah blah, yeah. So how long did you go without your panties? And that's 10 seconds. That's just 20 seconds later. An hour, I think, but it was weird. Told you. They've already been over this. How was it weird? He wants to know the details. Just was. Told you. Did you leave the house without them? See, this is where he really gets off on. He gets off on it, isn't it? It's kind of like the forbidden sexual sort of scenario, isn't it? Young kid, no underwear on. You know, there's that kind of danger element to it. There's the kind of... it pronounces... I think it pronounces that situation even more so. So in other words, you've got... He knows he shouldn't be doing it. It's in his world, it's kind of like the forbidden fruit. And it's all very well and good for him to be thinking about it and imagining it and going through all that in his mind and doing whatever he's doing to him, fucking knocking one off, you know. Like that, I would suggest he'd do it. But if he's telling her to do these things and she comes back and says, yes, I went out of the house without my underwear on, it becomes a reality then, and that'll excite him even more, because he's actually able to think that fantasy is no longer a fantasy, it's actually a reality. Even though he's not seen it or heard it, he knows it happened, and it'll turn him on even more. And it's the next best thing you can get, I think. It's like a lot of them in the chat log say, you know, mate, who was it who said, I want your teacher to look at you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of concept, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. It's been about 30 minutes. Some interesting parts of the chat. I know I've gone off on a tangent about my usual stuff. I know it's not for everybody, but it is, you know. It's what I talk about, isn't it? It's the perspective that I adopt when I'm looking at these chat logs. I don't feel... I'm never going to be one of them people that just goes into it and just fucking hates on people for the sake of it. If I wanted to do that, I could just go to the worst chat logs in history and go over them and get more views and dramatise the channel and put, you know, get more subs and make, you know, that's how you would do it, sort of clickbait kind of shit. But I'm not interested in that, you know. This is the kind of stuff I go into, and it's just... that's what I like talking about. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope that you've had... I hope everybody's doing alright. I know it's pretty... very, very strange times at the minute, isn't it? Really, really weird. But like I said, if anybody's interested in my take on it, please use this time. Don't fall into the same traps that you would adopt if things were normal. It's a great opportunity for self-discovery, this. Please, you know, meditation, deep meditation. If you can get into that, you'll never regret it. Please, if you believe anything I ever say, believe that. That's the sort of silver lining in the cloud of all this. If you're able to do that and you're not been personally affected by it to a major degree, you know. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I hope you're all well. There will hopefully be another stream. I've scheduled the stream for next week, so that'll be pretty cool. So, guys, take it easy. I'll speak to you soon.